Does Thomas believe in the run?
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to the Drop Our Weekly podcast. I mean, do I even have to tell you at this point
What
it's about?
Yeah, I don't even know.
No one really knows.
All right. So a long time ago.
There's always a first-time listener, so you have to give them the rundown.
What should they
expect? Or the run-up.
Whatever.
You know that we used to have something called the rundown, and then we were like, stopped using it. And then,
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people use that.
Well, then Runner's World started using it. Now I think you got the Ashley Mateo has a newsletter.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out if you want. Anyhow, I forget what we do here.
We talk about running a little bit.
Okay.
Sometimes not.
Gambling.
There's definitely been episodes with, I think, absolutely no talk of running.
Yeah. But then we redeemed it with the running event recap, which is kind of crazy because Thomas and I were on it by ourselves and we somehow talked more about running shoes than we ever have in our whole lives.
Yeah. Without Megan's interference.
Yeah.
Do you just want me to leave?
No. I need someone to kind of, I like the guardrails. It's like, have you ever like.
Kids need consequences.
They do. But like when you're walking on a balance beam that's like 3 feet off the ground, you're like totally comfortable.
Yeah.
Same size thing, but you raise it up another couple feet and all of a sudden you start wobbling and looking around.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's when Megan's not here.
Yeah.
We're 3 feet off the ground.
Man, over Thanksgiving, I was at this playground with my kids, and there was like you're talking about, like a balance beam with railing the whole way around the playground. Like it was just kind of keeping the mulch contained,
Yeah.
But it was high enough that I could, if I just balanced myself on it, I could see if I could go the whole way around the playground without falling. I did, and then I was like, I need to time myself to see if I can beat my last record. And so I ended up doing it like 20 times. To see how fast I could do it.
So you took your kids to the playground and then you ended up just time trialing around it.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Well, the other part was it was really cold out, so I was trying to find a way to
stay warm.
And then the next day I was like, why does my back hurt and all this other stuff? And it was from balancing on that.
Using muscles you hadn't been using.
How old am I? That's crazy.
12-ish.
Yeah. Megan, can you reach behind you? I just want some Element from my water.
Is that? Are we even? Are they a sponsor?
They are a sponsor, but it's not part of it.
Where is it?
It's right behind you. The box that says Element on it.
Wow.
Damn it, Megan! Give me my Element.
Thomas is tense right now.
I'm dehydrating.
Yeah. Did I tell you? I mixed. Oh, we did take a poll last week. That was what are the which flavor would you choose?
Okay, I'll do it right now. What flavor? Oh, that was for the chocolate ones.
Yeah. What did people decide?
So the 3 flavors were chocolate mint, chocolate chai, and chocolate raspberry. By an overwhelming majority, chocolate mint took the win.
Oh my gosh.
58% picked chocolate mint.
What kind of nuts are listening to this podcast?
Do you think you might be the nut?
Okay.
Is there any option?
I'll ask you right now, Robbie. I have a choice of the.
Oh, dude, you look like you just came out of Ocean's 11 with
I
that
know.
thing.
It's like. I have citrus salt, orange salt, raspberry salt, or watermelon salt. I'm leaning towards watermelon.
Oh, right now? I mean, raspberry salt's the best one of all.
Is
this.
it? Okay,
I
I'll
love
just do
that
that.
stuff.
It hadn't been opened yet.
I legitimately do love Element. Like we tried probably 10 or 15 different kinds of hydration things. That's my favorite for sure. Like I would actually just drink that for fun.
Salty. You gotta like salt.
I do.
He does. Salty guy. I saw Robbie on the street this morning when I was finishing my run. I was like, "Who's that salty guy?"
I yelled at Thomas as he was running.
He's like,
by
"Stay
me.
off the sidewalks."
Yeah.
That sounds like Robbie.
Robbie, I thought every time that I almost twist my ankle, you're the first thing that comes to my mind.
Wow. I hope that's the case with a lot of people.
I think it is. How many people have sent you that when I do roll a joint?
I don't always roll a joint, but when I do, it's my ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that post almost once a day from somebody, and every time I show my wife, I'm like, "See, told you." It's crazy.
That's pretty funny.
That and the raccoon. There's like a video game that came out where you can be a raccoon in a dumpster.
Oh, I didn't know about that one.
I get that one a lot.
I get a lot of bird stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or I should say robot stuff.
Yeah. Robot.
Yeah.
Things.
All right. So did we cover the first set of nonsense?
I think so.
Check.
I almost got catfished last night.
Like for dinner?
Like some sort of scam.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? Okay, explain.
Dude, it's actually a little embarrassing.
Okay, even better.
But
yes.
So I don't know if I have the exact transcript though. I do. So someone texted me, and apparently my wife gets these texts all the time, but I've never gotten like a spam text like this. And tell me how this is not perfectly set up for me to fall for it.
Okay.
It says, "Hi Chloe, can you take care of my dog for a few days? I'm going on business for a few days." It should have been the first.
Repeating themselves.
Yeah. "When I come back, I will treat you to seafood dinner."
Seafood dinner? That's what got you?
Wait, I need the verbatim response to this, please.
So I was like, this isn't Chloe. This isn't Chloe
Kardashian.
But I would for sure watch your dog in exchange for a seafood dinner.
Did you respond with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get a response back?
Yeah. She said, "I'm really sorry. I thought you were Chloe. But if you're willing to take care of my dog for a few days, you can also have a seafood buffet dinner." I'm like, oh, now it's a buffet. Okay. Just up the ante on me. And so
at no point are you like, this is clearly not real.
Yeah, because I always you always hear about those like stories where people,
the Thanksgiving, the guy keeps going back for Thanksgiving.
And I'm like, that would actually be awesome if that happened.
That's your dream.
And I was like,
Megan, we have a dog.
watching a dog would be cool because whatever. We don't
Okay.
have a dog.
Do you? We have a dog, and sometimes we do need him to be watched.
Honestly,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Would you
I'm
usually
with
Robbie's
you.
normally on this trip.
Would Kimmy like a seafood dinner?
Yeah. Can I cash in on that too?
Yeah, you could go with her.
And so I was like, "Are you in Baltimore?"
wow.
And she said, "No, I'm in Los Angeles, and we seem a little far apart." I was like, "Well, good luck." And then they continued it.
Oh.
Like, "Do you often come to Los Angeles?" And then at that point, I'm in. And so, anyways, it ended up like,
Where did they want? What was their goal?
I'm assuming it's like kind of like build a trust, and then you're like, "Oh, I need, just
I'm
a
in
long
trouble.
con.
I need some money.
Yeah. And then they like kept trying to.
Okay, where are you from? Because I don't think that you're from the United States. If you're like, I'll give you a seafood dinner, like where would that be of
Right.
value to someone like that? You're like, hey, you know what? Offer them a seafood dinner.
I don't know. I'm get a lot of those banks I think are in Asia. Dude, I read a crazy story in the New York Times last week about a guy who was trying to come to the West. Like he was a Chinese tech worker and replied to a job posting in Taiwan and was kidnapped into like a phone scam compound in Myanmar, which is like, it's basically like the canteen. What's the place in like the cantina in Star Wars?
Are you talking on Tatooine?
Yeah, well, there's like the no rule, like it's just like all rebels and like gangsters. Like that's basically like that corner of the world. And he was.
See, and I feel like he probably had a skill set that they could have taken advantage of better than.
So they ended up making him an accountant. But,
Okay, there you go.
Since he was kidnapped, he was like, "I'm using all my resources to like get out of here," and he like was taking screenshots.
This sounds like Andy Dufresne.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's almost like that.
Are we sure it's not Shawshank Redemption that you saw?
He didn't crawl out, but he did get it's a whole thing. It was an awesome story, but he's free now. However, there's plenty of people who aren't. But that was the scam. They would do that.
Do you
kind
know,
of stuff.
that reminds me of the time that when I was younger and my dad owned a car parts factory, and I had to save the company after he died at his wedding.
Okay.
And I went around the country, like Akron, Ohio, everywhere, and even up to Michigan.
At first, I thought you were for real about the car part factory, and I was like, I already like where this is going. And then I realized you're Chris Farley
Yes.
and Tommy Boy.
But I
was thinking,
coat.
What about this? How about this scammer that was like,
Tommy like wings.
you are Tommy. They probably thought the seafood dinner wasn't going to be the thing that got me. And they were like, holy shit, this is like, this person's in on the seafood dinner, like right away.
Okay, which is interesting to me because we were driving past on the way to work. There's a Boston Lobster or BK Lobster store opened up,
Like a Burger King lobster store?
It's one of those chains that sells lobster rolls.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But it's right here on Eastern
I got
Avenue.
real excited for a second. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, for me, a lobster roll might be a once a year thing. Like you'd be like, oh, I'm going to Maine.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I should get a lobster roll. Or like if you're at a restaurant and they're like, guess what? Our special today? A lobster roll.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? I'll have one of those.
Same. Yeah.
I don't understand how like a storefront is going to survive.
I never got that either.
Lobster rolls.
Yeah, that's it's a risky investment, I would say, because you're on one. You have one item, and the price, if that fluctuates in any way, which is already ridiculous.
Well, then the other thing is, I'm like, it would be good if it was down in Fells Point.
Yeah.
And you get in the
there's one
terrace or whatever.
Right. It's a weird place for it.
Yeah,
it's probably a front, dude.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I think everything on Eastern Avenue.
Literally all the plant shops.
I mean, the Rita's Italian Ice was a money laundering for a drug,
which is brilliant because you could get your money laundered and a nice custard.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what's weird about that though? We do have a lot of. Other cities have this. We have plant stores on there's 4 within a quarter mile here.
It is a weird thing.
There's one down that
I don't know
street.
how they make money.
Like prime real estate.
There's 2 right next to our office, and there's another one in the.
There's a ton of plant stores around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, do you ever see anyone going in them?
No, but Thomas bought one from there before, so I guess so.
Yeah, you did buy a money tree.
Did it? And that does give you money? What's the deal? You can sell it?
It's supposed to be like
good luck.
Like
like
symbolism.
bamboo is for growth.
Oh, like one of those cats with the arm.
Yeah. It's a magic plant. It's a magic plant. You don't understand magic.
I mean,
but it's like really depressing if you let it die, because then it's like, oh, okay, well.
But then you buy another one and you're back in it.
You're not cursed if you let it die.
Mm-mm.
If you can't believe that. Otherwise,
yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know
you're
cursed.
I don't know. I find diamonds in my bed.
But do you find pennies in the alley?
No.
Exactly. Exactly.
I do, but I keep going.
Yeah. I haven't. What's been going on with your running stuff? Because had this like horrible week of bad sleep and I don't know, like this thing that feels like heartburn. It's like annoying.
Is it heartache or heartburn?
Probably a combination of both.
Oh.
And I'm probably just hungry and bored.
Oh, there's a girl that has a bumper sticker on the back of her truck that says "honk if you're
horny."
Horny and bored and horny.
Oh, both?
Yeah.
Why is there 2 contingencies for that? There should just be one. It should be and or.
Maybe
Bored and
the more I
horny.
think about it, the more I think maybe she lost a bet, and that's why that sticker's on.
No,
there.
because that could get you killed.
What? It could get you killed?
Yeah, I think if there's a creepy dude who saw you in your SUV and you have a honk if you're horny and bored, and
it's like a young girl who drives around.
He
this car.
follows you back to your house,
Just honking?
just honking, or he's like, "I'll wait and honk when we're finished."
There's an I think you should leave sketch that does that.
Oh, no.
The guy's like, it says honk if you're horny, and the dude's like super horny and just can't stop honking and follows him the whole day. And they end up in a cemetery. It's so good. Anyways.
All right, so with your running,
Yeah, how did that get off so
I don't know.
fast?
because he said
We should have a bet that says
tired.
we should do a bet at the office. Whoever loses it has to put a honk if you're.
Oh my
Bored
gosh,
or horny.
absolutely
well,
not.
you guys are in the playoffs for our football fantasy.
Yeah.
We are.
Okay,
Made it.
I happen so this week
Uh-huh.
I was top 4 going in,
Yeah.
and I was playing the bottom person on our roster.
Right.
And he didn't even set his roster until the last minute, his lineup.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is weird. He hasn't been participating this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And today is the day he decides to participate.
Yes.
So I reached out to him. I said, has anyone from Believe in the Run contacted you?
What did he say?
He said, no, I just got an alert that I hadn't set my lineup. So I set my lineup.
Okay.
But I don't believe him.
You don't believe him?
I believe that Robbe Redinger.
Why would you think I would do a thing like that? That's insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wait, to get into playoffs, you wouldn't call him and be like, hey, dude, set your lineup.
I may have reminded him at some point.
Hey, well, I'll tell you what, he's a good friend because he did not sell you out.
Thanks, Alex. But I will say his lineup, he left a wide receiver.
Yeah, but he put a quarterback in. He didn't have a quarterback. He didn't have anything in.
Yeah, but turns out he would have beat you anyways.
I don't know what happened to my team this week.
Yeah.
They scored the least amount of points the entire season. But you know what's great about it? I don't give a crap. Like, I really like
you
Megan.
cared. I mean, I was way more invested.
No, if I cared, I would have learned how to do it.
Yeah, instead you just had me do it every week.
Megan lost her second team.
Wait, okay. Were you paying her to do that for you? Because you should have been.
No.
Yeah, you should have been.
Oh,
She gets paid.
okay. Now I definitely don't feel bad.
Anyway, so how's your running going?
Running. Oh yeah, so mine's.
I told you that Robbie contacted him, by the way.
Yeah, he was convinced of this.
I mean, I will say, in most leagues I've been in, they will make, like, if it's getting, like, in the last few weeks before playoffs, they usually make you, like, put, like, the commissioner will, like, sub in the players even if the person doesn't, because of that.
It didn't have anything to do with you being able to get into the playoffs if I lost.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that there wasn't some incentive
Collusion.
but again, it turns out it wouldn't even matter because he won.
It wouldn't,
by
but to your
a large
conscience,
margin.
it must hurt a little bit.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. All right. Anyways, what are we doing?
Running.
Running.
Yeah, running.
Thomas
you said
is
that
running.
you're tired. I'm running a lot.
Yeah, let's talk about y'all's running because mine is just like I ran in the Takumi Sen on Saturday, which you also ran in. And I guess we're not allowed to like give a review of it yet, but
Yeah, we can't give a review of it, but I've got over 20 miles in it at this point.
Takumi Sen 10. It's a good name.
It is. And that's I always like what Takumi Sen means, and I always forget.
Oh, I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, you do because you've written about it before.
Did I really?
Because I remember I had Megan look up Takumi Sen.
Yeah, I Googled it.
And then I was like, oh yeah, Robbie's written.
Isn't that like Mario's raccoon suit?
No, it's the mastery. That's
Tanaka?
yeah. This one is the mastery of a skill over a long period of time.
It said 60,000 hours.
I'm trying to think of what's something you've done for 60,000 hours.
Nothing, because we did the math and what is it, like 10 years or something?
There's plenty I've
I
done.
think I've blinked for that long.
Yeah.
Like if you count all my blinks, isn't that
Your
weird?
master blinker.
Yeah. If you blink in a movie, you miss like when you're watching a movie, you miss like 4 minutes of the movie by blinking. How crazy is that?
But you don't miss it.
But technically you do. Your eyes are closed.
Okay. But you're hearing it.
But
You're saying you blink for 4 minutes per 2 hours?
Yeah, it's like
That's
or
not
2.5 hours.
That can't be right.
All right, look it up. I'll look it up.
Facts that no one needs to know.
All right. Megan's back on the horse running as well. Megan, what have you been running? Because you've been keeping it comfy.
Yeah. I've just been going out and doing easy miles whenever I feel like it. Give us the stats.
Dude, 15 minutes in a 2.5 hour movie.
Of closed eyes?
Yeah.
Depends how good the movie is, because sometimes I just close my eyes and leave them closed.
Yeah.
Mine are 1 hour.
It's crazy.
My dad used to fall asleep. We go to the movies, and I would be sitting next to him, and he'd fall asleep almost as soon as the lights went down.
That's literally you.
He'd wake back up at the end, and I'd be like, Dad, what do you think? Do you like it? He'd be like, it wasn't very good. Yeah. I was like, you were asleep for most of it.
He was being honest.
Yeah. Also, it's literally you.
All right, Meg.
I haven't been running any fun new shoes because I've just been going out and doing easy stuff.
But that's the great stuff. This is
so here's what I've been going back to: the Brooks Ghost, the Asics
like Ghost Max.
Ghost Max. Sorry, Asics
No Blast 4,
and SC Trainer 2.
SC Trainer 2. Yeah, okay.
Those have been pretty much it.
But I think I always find this an interesting time if there's not shoes that you have to be wearing for review. Mm-hmm. What do you end up going back for? And it's really telling to see, like, what you've been.
It's pretty much go to our pick shoes of 2023, our daily trainers and max cushion shoes, and that's pretty much what I've been running in.
Yeah, but even though sometimes
Cloudy Clips too.
Yeah, she has. But it's pretty interesting to me because I think that sometimes people think we make the list based on other criteria, but it really is the stuff that we like to run in.
Yeah.
Oh, and the 1080. Yeah, it's literally our top list is what I've been going back to.
That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything cool happen on your runs?
No, it's really nice to be in a phase of training that it's not training, like Thomas is like, what are you running today? And I'm like, I don't know, 45 minutes, an hour,
okay,
whatever I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean, we had pretty much every kind of weather this week. Like we had a warm day, we had rain, we had today. I hated today.
I will say I always forget how much I hate the wind until the winter comes. And there is no worse.
That's true.
Like weather, what is the word?
Phenomenon?
I guess. Like
condition?
I'd prefer snow. I'd prefer rain. I'd prefer really cold. The wind. The wind is the worst. I don't know how to explain it.
It really is.
Except
it
for
feels insulting to you.
Yeah.
Like
only
personally.
in the winter though. I love it in the summer. Like when I'm running in the summer and you get a nice breeze going.
Oh, a breeze for sure.
Well, I think that's the difference. In the summer, it's a breeze. In the winter, it's wind.
It's death.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just something about it when it's, especially a gust of wind. I remember, that's the only time running where I've actually yelled. I've been yelled swear words just
at the world.
Yeah, like actually, like what the fuck is going on? Like just that. Because
audibly while you're out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
As loud as I can.
That's good.
My favorite is when you're running into the wind on the way out. Mm-hmm. You're like, ooh, I'll get that wind on the way back.
Yeah.
At my back. Then you turn around and you get wind and somehow on the way back. The only time it really, really sucks though is when you don't feel the wind and you're running with it and you don't know you're running with it. And you're like, wow, I feel really good today. I don't understand. And then you turn around, you got 5 miles back in like headwinds.
Mm.
Yeah, that's never fun.
I did also dress.
Have you ever run backwards before to just not be in the wind for a second?
Mm.
No.
I'm guessing you have.
I have done that before. Okay. Where it's just like, I'm just going to jog backwards for a little bit so I'm not, my face isn't. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. Dressing for it though, like today's temps were 30 something, high 30s.
But the real feel is 30.
Right. But like that always throws me off because at first I was just going to go out in like a vest and a long sleeve. Mm-hmm. We went and walked the dog. I was like, this feels horrible. I'm going to have to put a jacket on. I put like a jacket that I would normally wear if it was like 14 degrees out on.
Yeah.
But I'm running hills right now. Just added them back in.
Nice. I've been running, when I have been running every fourth day, same. Just, I like keeping the hills in there.
You enjoy hills?
Yeah, I just like I'm not crushing them, but I don't know. I just always like running at the top of Patterson Park. And then I love running back down on the other side, either down Baltimore Street or down through the alleys over here. It's like that real nice downhill.
You get a long downhill
if
you leave
really
the park
long.
And go down towards Fells.
Or towards downtown. It's like a mile long before you get down there. It's great.
But overall, body?
Oh, yeah. Everything's good. Still mentally have no desire to race anything.
Mm. This is the first
I like that
ever for me knowing you.
Yeah. I keep being like, it'll come back. And then I'm like, nope, sure hasn't.
I kind of like it. It's like an evolution of Megan.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, she's not a robot.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That was the last they ever heard of her. That was it.
Well, I was asking her, do you want to, because she, without effort, doing her first half triathlon, a half Ironman, Megan qualified for world championships. So I'm like, well, you could always just go and be a swimmer.
That's a hard no to Ironman or any triathlons ever again.
I was nervous we're going to have an M. tattoo in our office.
Yeah, that would be so me, getting an M. tattoo.
It would stand for Megan.
That's true. All right, I'll think about it.
All right, first check-in. A lot of times, speed is really impressive in this sport. You see someone that can run a fast time, and it's you give it a little bit of credit. You're like, wow, they're either talented or they have, the right physique for the job or something, but that makes them a great runner. But you know what I think is something that we should put a little more value on? It's consistency. It's going out those days where you don't feel like running. And you know what? We're getting into these winter days where there's a lot of days where it's more comfortable to be inside than outside. And you wake up in your warm bed, and the idea of going out into cold breezes and low temperatures just seems a bit nasty. So it takes a little bit of strength, little fortitude to get out there and do your run. So if you're out there and you're doing it right now in bad weather, I'm proud of you. A little slap on the back from me.
Okay, Robbie, question. Since this is coming out right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Gifts and gift giving.
Oh, for what I wanted to to give to you or what?
Yeah, what am I getting?
Oh.
No. Okay, do you and Kimmy exchange gifts?
Oh, okay. We do, but it's like, it's more like here's some things.
Like we needed a battery for the car. Guess what? Here's your battery.
I'm pretty sure I got her. Not pretty sure. She knows because she's basically like, yeah, give me this. So, like, feature socks is a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I will get you some feature socks. And there's a lot of just things we get every year for Christmas for each other.
Socks being one of them.
Yeah, hot sauce for me.
Okay.
Because it's like,
Did she go and pick like a different one? Or
no,
is it
it's the
one?
same brand. It's like my favorite hot sauce, and they have 4 flavors, so just
What?
that lasts the year.
Okay, you gotta say it because you know people are gonna ask.
It's called Hank's sauce, HANK''S. They're made in New Jersey or like Cape May, and it's amazing. It goes great with like everything.
I gotta try some Hank sauce, Meg. You know, I love
Every
hot
person
sauce.
I turn it on to, they end up buying it. Like, just do the same thing.
I really like sriracha. Is it more like Tabasco or more like
It's
sriracha?
more like buffalo. It's more like
Okay.
buffalo sauce, like that style,
Yeah.
but different like like cilantro flavor. Different kind.
I don't even know if I like cilantro.
Yeah, some people think it tastes like soap, which is so weird to me. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah,
I think
it's like
I might be that person.
It's like a very common thing. Like, it's cilantro. A lot of people think it tastes like soap,
I did not know that.
Mhm.
Interesting.
but I love it. And I think it tastes like soap, but I still love it. I like eating soap.
Takes you back to the days.
Did you ever get your mouth washed out with soap?
I did.
Really?
I did.
I don't think I ever have.
I had an abusive stepmother, and she did a lot of weird shit.
I always used to think that was weird, but then on the scale of things that are weird, it's not that bad.
Yeah, but when you compound it with the
Soap?
other things that she was doing,
Yeah.
it was real weird.
Making you, I don't even know.
Yeah, let's not go there. I'll start
Yeah.
crying. Yeah.
Therapy
Wow.
session.
Wow, we went from gift giving to crying.
Yeah.
So you got soap for Christmas, and then that was that was used to
That's
wash
what
out.
I get him every year.
Yeah, Meg's like, shut up. Here's
So,
some soap.
So basically, that's it's kind of straightforward. I would say there's not as much maybe thought as there used to be, or like if I think of something cool though, like
so you
I
used to be gift like
I'd say more so.
Okay.
But I did actually get something that I thought she really like that
This
she
year?
didn't ask for. Yeah.
does she know it's coming?
She does now.
No,
So-
she doesn't. It's Friday.
Yeah, it's before Christmas.
Yeah,
Does she
Christmas
listen to
is
the
Monday.
podcast?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Kimmy.
Maybe not this far.
Wait, so if you get her something and it's a surprise and she doesn't get you anything, are you disappointed?
Oh no, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Depends.
that was not a truthful answer.
I was like, yeah, no, I wouldn't say so. I think if you don't get maybe like a birthday card, that's disappointing. I'm not a huge birthday person. She's a very big birthday person, but it's always nice to get a card.
Good to know.
I know the answer to
Taking
this,
notes.
but Meg, are you a gift giver?
Giver?
Yeah.
To who?
Is that your love language? Getting gifts? That's one of them, right?
That is one.
It is one. It's in our household though. It's not I don't think we're gift givers.
You and I have never been like Robbie was saying they used to be like you and I just that was never what happened.
No.
Yeah.
We never really like gave each other gifts.
I'd say at this point too, it's like your favorite thing is running. All the things you want are running. What?
Well, my problem is
Like, you
Thomas goes
have-
on Instagram every day and he gets served ads of things that he wants and he just buys them.
Oh, instead of just like saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
can you get this for?" Okay, I
I mean,
gotcha.
but to be fair, like
Why would I say, hey,
it's
it's the same pool?
yeah, it's all coming from the same pool.
I'm in the same boat where especially if I want something for Christmas and I'm like,
Yeah.
I see it for sale,
yeah.
and I'm just like, I could go through this whole
See,
thing
I
and
feel
being like,
dumb.
you need to buy this before tonight, or I could just buy it.
Yeah.
See, and I
Yeah.
feel dumb because I'm like, it's what I purchased probably is going to be on sale in a week, but I'm like, see it, like it, want it, bought it.
Damn, dude, you are Amazon Prime suspect.
Yeah. Like love
Yeah.
him.
I mean, this year Meg's getting a present. It's a good one.
Oh,
See, he does this, and then I'm like, well, now I have to.
And is it usually a good one, or is it not? Is
I
it
don't.
just
I have no idea.
You don't have to reciprocate.
Yeah, you say that, but
No,
that's not. That's,
you really don't.
See, you can't do that. See what's happening here?
Yeah, I do see.
You really don't. I can't even think of something that I would want.
I know, because you just buy it.
Actually, I want a sauna for the
okay,
garage.
that's not happening.
Wow.
How cool would that be? Like a cedar little sauna?
Put that next to the ice barrel.
Yeah. Jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out.
I mean, that would be super cool.
Dude, you'd be over all the time. Put a pinball machine next to it.
Yeah. Oh man.
Robbie's just moving into our garage.
Like cousin, is it Cody from? Was that TGIF show?
Drive our electric bikes around.
Remember Step by Step? That show. You were probably. It was. I think I'm the only one here who Step by Step was on. That was right in the hot spot of TGIF. Well, anyways, their cousin Cody lived in a van outside of their house, which is like a wild premise.
I remember this.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch it though.
Suzanne Summers.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of that, I'm thinking because we have the Reebok thing coming up, the Zig tech.
Yeah.
So think back to late 90s, early 2000s.
Because Reebok had a Zig thing, right?
Yeah. The
That
Zig was huge.
Yeah.
And then that guy, he went to work for Under Armour for a little while. They're like, oh, you invented the Zig?
Yeah.
Shoot, we need that. And I don't think anything came of it. But the Zig shoe was real popular for a little bit. But what were you into television-wise during that time period?
Early 2000s? Or
It would have been late
90s?
90s, early 2000s.
I mean, X-Files, early 2000s, The OC for sure.
Oh yeah.
That was such a good show.
The OC. What was that? Every Thursday or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
I mean, the plot lines and character development were anything went back then.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I should rewatch that.
yeah, and the soundtrack was awesome.
It was
Like good indie bands.
It kind of had a dark ending.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Remember Marissa dies?
Oh yeah, that's right. Should remember that. But yeah, Seth was like my dream. Like he was like, that's who I wanted to be. He was Seth.
Who didn't all the girls loved him.
Because he was like cool, like a nerd, but cool.
Yeah.
It was totally fictional. This never happened in real life.
Yeah.
But
It
it's
just-
every nerd's dream.
Yeah, it existed to keep hope alive for all the nerds out there, and then it was absolutely ridiculous. Because he and Marissa ended up together. Like,
And then she died. Apparently.
anyways,
Spoiler alert.
so this is a podcast about the OC. In case you're just tuning in, we'll be rewatching the series throughout 2024,
Doubling
and
down on that one.
recapping.
Yeah. I mean, but okay. So normally Christmas too, around that time, you are going to do, you do it on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that 70s show was another one. Sorry, I was just
Going back.
it's still in my head.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking cartoons, but I guess you were a little bit.
Oh,
back that
yeah.
time.
It's high school.
The,
Spider-Man.
okay, always. What was you do like a half after Thanksgiving. Do you do anything?
Oh,
on
New Year's Day.
Oh, that's New Year's Day? So that's coming up.
Yeah. But unfortunately, my friend who we usually stay at their house, they're going to be out of town this year. So I'm going to have to find
Another
someone else. I don't even know what we're doing. If we're going,
I mean,
going
it'll be
somewhere.
during Grit now, so.
Yeah.
Day 1, 13 miles.
Well, they're doing the Patapsco party, which is like a 50-mile run the week after that.
Oh, wow.
But
Is the Patapsco party show up or is that a register?
no, it's just a fat ass rate. Yeah, just show up. They have like people who do have like aid stations, but it's totally unsanctioned. But it goes the whole length of the park and then ends. I think they end at Guinness or whatever. But I would like to do that, but I'm like,
50 miles?
I mean, just see how much it could do. But at the same time, like I'm not gonna be gone for a whole day.
But see, that seems like though, if you start, is it point to point?
Yeah,
So kind of if you start it, it's not see how much you can do. It's
yeah.
pretty much you have to run.
I mean, there's places where you can get picked up if you need someone. But anyways, so yeah, but yeah, then I don't know what I'm gonna do for Grit, like if I'm gonna make a huge goal or not, but we'll see.
I'm working with my coach to get ready for a spring marathon, 2BD.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
This is the first time where I am not either tapering or going into a marathon or training for one where I can like do whatever I want for grit, which is
Mace,
kind of
cool.
Mace might be dropping the hammer.
Dude,
Yeah.
500, here we come.
Yeah, like 600 miles up there with no,
I like
absolutely
it.
not.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Got me excited.
I think I know where the coach is going to put me.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably be in the 200
Yeah, you definitely
category.
will.
I was like, because I said to him, I said, I've done 300 a couple times. Let me. He's like, nah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I was gonna bring up because you were talking about the Floatzig and stuff in early 2000s. I was watching Elf the other night, and that came out I think in 2003.
Which is mind boggling.
I'm like, does a kid have them on?
Yeah. What's that? No, but they asked for it for Christmas. It was like one of the things that someone asked for Christmas was Nike Shox.
Oh wow.
Yeah, not Reeboks, but Nike Shox. And I was like, dude, I wonder how much they paid to get that on the Santa's wish list.
So it's just written. It's not someone speaking.
No,
out?
he's like the kid is reading off. You know, when at the end when he's like, "This is what you want for," like telling people what they asked for Christmas. That was one of the things. And I was like, I bet Nike paid a ton of money to get that place.
Do you remember Nike Shox? Did you ever have a pair?
That was my first pair of running shoes that I got from Goodwill, and I'm pretty sure they didn't fit me. And I,
Dude, they hurt so bad.
it was such a bad shoe.
Well, the thing was,
I
I
wish I
remember
still had
seeing
them.
it and the promise of the shock. You were like, oh, that looks amazing. That's going to be great.
Right,
No shock at all. The shock was,
just hard rubber.
yeah, it like it looked cool ish. I mean, at the time, it looked like the future.
Yeah.
But in reality, there was no bounce to it, no anything.
Oh, it was so heavy.
Yeah.
Like, probably like 13 ounces.
We should probably do a poll of what shoe you started running in, because I think that most people start in something that is horrendous.
Yeah, I mean, even the trail shoes I had, I just went to the outlet and bought like a $60 pair. Was pretty bad.
Did I ever tell you about Megan's shoes?
Everyone knows about it.
All right.
Which ones?
I
The
did-
North Face ones?
No.
Oh.
The North Face. So she knew this. At this point, Believe in the Run was probably 4 or 5 years old. And maybe like 4 years old. And she's like, shows me on a website, says, these Under Armour shoes look really cool. And I'm like, those are trail shoes. She goes, so what? They look cool. And so she bought them. And I'm like, don't buy those. She bought them and she got a blister.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then he was like, this is like when I didn't know anything about anything running. And so he's like, you got to go to a store and they'll fit you and they'll put you in a pair of shoes. So they put me in a pair of like Brooks Ghosts that
You don't say.
felt like bricks. And I was like, these aren't that great. And then I eventually figured it out on my own. But
When I first started running, and I actually went to a running store, they put me in the Brooks Pure Flow.
yeah.
Oh, that was actually a good shoe.
I think I returned it. I think it was the wrong size. Like I had heel slip and
The Pure lineup was nice, depending on when you got it. When it first came out, they
I
hired.
think this is in the later stages.
Okay, then yeah, it got bad.
Yeah.
But originally, Brooks hired, I forget the design studio. They hired like this like tech design studio that helped like design some of the Apple products
Oh, okay.
to do the Flow line. And that's why it was like so cool and different looking. And it was really exciting when it first came out. And then they just kind of,
Yeah, I think mine was like the one they put me in was like the last version of it or something.
yeah, that's when the Flow stopped.
But yeah.
But yeah, submit your horror stories about shoes that you ran in now that you know better.
I should do that as a poll question. What
was the first shoe you ran, started running in?
Well, we also, I should also say from our poll last week, the question, more responses than we've ever had on a question.
Oh.
By far. 20 answers to what's the amount of money you would have to find on your run
I forgot about
to
that.
double fist it the whole way home.
The way he wrote that was nice.
Double fisting.
And I was shocked by by how rich our listeners are.
Okay, give us like the general
Tax the rich, man.
response.
So there was only like 2 people who said under $5. Someone said I will legit pick up a penny. Allison, you rock. Skylar said anything a quarter and above. Of course, we had someone put 420. and there was a lot of anything paper. And then,
did you see somebody wrote in about paper money having fentanyl on it and people dying from picking it up?
yeah, I was like, you watch way too much.
Yeah, that's it. CSI.
Yeah, yeah, or CSI. But a lot of them were $20 minimum. Like I'd say half.
I love the people.
Although no, if there was a $5 bill, I think I'd pick it up.
That seems reasonable. I get if you don't. Yeah. I get if it's changed.
I'd pick up $1. Like if it's a single dollar, if it's green and
if it's paper,
it's paper money.
Something about paper money, man.
Also easier to carry. Just shove it in a little pocket.
Mm-hmm. So I didn't realize those Tracksmith Van Cortlands. For some reason in my mind, I thought they only had one gel pocket, and they have two.
Where's the other one?
Well, no. As they evolved, they got even more pockets. I think mine has like 3 in it now.
Oh, okay. It's a Van Cortlandt Grand I have, but it's like 5 years old, so I don't know if that's different. But it has 2 gel pockets in the back. Oh. Like on the inside of the short. And I thought it only had one, so I stuffed all that change into one pocket. Okay. And not knowing I had a whole extra one.
I was going to say that the weight of the coins would take my shorts off.
It was a little dicey. I was a little nervous.
Or the other day I tried to run with something in the back pocket, and I have a problem with my legs just go straight into my body. Mm-hmm. Like it started pulling my tights down. I was like, oh no, I got to take the phone out of the pocket.
Your backside's like a topographical map of the Sahara Desert.
Is that flat?
Actually, that might have some hills. Maybe Death Valley.
Yeah. Got some rollers.
Yeah.
No. So the money, got to be picking it up.
So I guess the takeaway is that our listeners are wealthy beyond belief.
Do you remember though when you found out about what shoes like that you needed a running specific shoe, what you started running in?
I don't know if I ran in anything before I started reviewing shoes here. Like I had bought a couple shoes just like online, like the Nike, I forget what that shoe was, the gray and blue one.
Yeah, that was Rival.
Not the Rival. It was like the I forget. The Rival was the speed. That was like the racer one. I did have that too.
The Lunar.
Something Lunar. Yeah. Anyways, that was actually a pretty nice shoe. But then I think shortly thereafter, I started doing stuff for Believe in the Run.
My first one was Asics. I went to a shoe store, a running store.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pegasus was my first one. Yeah, that when I went to the running store, and then they put me in the Pegasus.
I remember kept wanting to get a different shoe because I didn't like the color. It was just white with like blue accents. And I was like, what about this one? They're like, no, that's not for you, over here. I was like, damn it.
We're not getting bonus commissions on that one.
Well, I think that's why I stopped going to running stores because I was like, you're not going to let me buy the shoe I want. And I understand they're trying to get you in a shoe that you're going to enjoy running in. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, this one? And they're like, nah. I'm like, why not? Speaking of which, somebody sent me a gift. I want to show it.
Really?
Yeah, you guys keep talking. I'll be right back.
Oh, well, I forgot to mention a while ago that somebody sent us all a wedding invitation at the office. Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're listening, maybe, and it's up on my desk actually.
Are you going?
It's a save the date, isn't it?
Save the date. Yeah. Is that the same as an invitation? Kind of.
Well, you get a save the date so that you block that off on your calendar, then you get an official invitation.
Okay. So I don't know if the actual invitation is coming, but I'm gonna say we probably won't be able to make it. So if you want to save your stamp money, you don't have to send the invitation.
But Robbie, we'll take the meal.
Yeah, if you can box up that meal, send it via FedEx overnight. I'll definitely get on that. Oh, dude. Maybe that was the person.
Ooh,
if you're listening and you have a friend named Chloe, let me know. Text me back under a different number because I blocked your original number.
All right, second check-in. Let's talk about motivation again. And I'm not saying that you have to run every day of the year and put a streak together. It's just, if you have a plan, follow that plan and have that strength to be like, you know what? This is on the schedule today. I'm going to do it. And if you don't have a plan, you can make one. And it doesn't have to be training for a marathon. It doesn't have to be training for any race at all. It could just be like, you know what? I'd love to be active 5 days this week or 6 days this week. Or, you know what? I'd like to just get this many miles this month and figure out a plan and make it work, but find a way to motivate yourself, especially in these cold, dark days. You normally think if it's an Asics shoe, I'm getting it from Asics.
Oh,
It's a nice gift from our friend Ben.
Ben Johnson?
No.
Ben. I don't know any other. Ben Franklin?
It's
No.
just Ben. You're not allowed to say his last name.
Don't say Ben. But I had noticed his pair of Asics and commented how much I like them. And then I threw them on the floor. But check these out.
Nice. Dang.
Oatmeal GEL-NYC Asics.
Wow, that is pretty nice.
Isn't that a sweet shoe?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm loving the off-whites lately.
Yeah.
As you can tell, I'm even wearing off-white right now.
I guess the camera can probably see it, right?
Yeah, I can see it. But yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, these are cool.
Nice. Thanks, Ben.
Yeah,
Benny boy.
Ben. And I tried them on. They
Not Ben Parks.
fit perfect. No, not Ben Parks.
Just gonna keep guessing.
It's a Ben that I want on the podcast, but he will never come on the podcast.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Never come on the podcast.
Like he knows everybody in the industry and probably has great stories about everybody in the industry, including Eliud Kipchoge.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
he listens to the podcast. So maybe you're hearing this, Ben. Thank you so much for the shoes.
He would have the craziest stories.
Yeah, but we'll never hear them. But yeah, these are dope. I was gonna wear them today, except for I want to do some stuff with them before I get them worn.
Yeah, you do your thing, man.
Yeah,
Live your best life with those shoes. I want that for you.
You know what I love? I still get excited about shoes after all that we've done.
Yeah,
and all the stuff. I noticed you did too. That like those Dromo Diodors, you're all about those.
I love those shoes.
Those look cool.
I mean, I love the Diodora V7000.
Yeah.
It's just like one of my favorite shoes because I think it's a great lifestyle. Yeah, right there. I just think it's one. You know those shoes that are
Crossovers.
Yeah, and it's a shoe that you can wear for anything. Just it feels good all the time. Every time you put it on, that's just like my favorite kind of shoe.
Made in Italy.
Yeah, and made in Italy. And then we got in this Satisfy gear, which like #blessed.
Yeah.
I think we've gotten some Satisfy stuff maybe once before, and it's like very good quality for sure. The Cloud Merino long sleeve that I have is for sure the best, most comfortable shirt I've ever worn.
Can you explain what you have on right now? Because
I'm just staying toasty.
it looks.
It works, right?
It's the Satisfy. It's their new running vest.
It looks like you might be trying to be a robot for Halloween.
The silver.
Speaking of, we're done.
Silver shell vest. Yeah, there's a little bit of robotness going on, but it has these removable insulation packs. And
Where do you put them if you remove them?
Well, I was telling Meg, if your junk's cold in the wintertime, put that down the front of your pants.
Meg, how is your junk?
Well,
Does it get cold?
Robbie was educating me earlier on how important it is to have wind blockage down there.
You know who used to make a great piece that they don't make anymore? Brooks had a like, what do you call them? The tight briefs that have legs.
half tights?
I guess, but they're underwear.
Oh.
And then right over your junk was a windproof piece of fabric.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have you thought it might not be coming back to life after a run?
Oh, there was one time
Like cold runs
where I thought the head was going to fall off.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, it's
Our
like
birds' heads are falling off.
Yeah. You're like, this is what Han Solo must have felt like.
Carbonite.
Yeah. Like just in case. And you're like, I mean, I've been on some bike rides. I'm not like a road cyclist, but doing some rail trail stuff where I've had bikes for a long time. And I'm like, have you ever had that happen?
Yeah. Where it numbs out.
Yeah. I was like seriously concerned.
You need it. You're sitting on your seat wrong.
Yeah, clearly.
So is that vest purely for warmth or is it storage?
There's some storage, but not a ton. Like there's no like hydration storage options. So I think it is primarily
like it has a pocket there. Can you put a phone in there?
Oh yeah, put something little. I don't know, probably a decent amount of change. You can't put a phone in there.
So like this has like thermal stuff. It seems like it's for very cold weather. Are you wearing this under a jacket?
I think it's supposed to be over, but I guess you can do whatever you want with it.
It's got to be over. But
Yeah.
I get what I would probably like. He could probably get away with a merino long sleeve underneath of it on a day where it's in between, and then he can adjust his temperature with the removable insulation.
I'm just a little bit confused as to why it's a crop.
Yeah,
to show off your stomach.
I think that's more. Maybe that's more of a style thing. I guess what really is important though, you need to heat your core, which is kind of like
Under it?
chest area around your heart. And so I guess
that's your core? I thought your core
Well, I
was
mean,
like
like
where
your-
sit-ups get.
no, like when it talking about temperature wise, you want to keep the area around your heart.
Okay.
This area the warmest. I mean, bonus points if you can cover the stomach too. But I would say
That's an extra $100.
They couldn't figure it out.
yeah, I mean probably double the cost of the vest. But we'll see. I'll wear it and see what it's like.
I feel like if my hands and my head are warm, then I'm good.
I'm with you, but that's the whole point of a vest in general, like a running vest.
Dude,
is to keep the core warm.
I love a vest. Just to be able to have like wind blocking, and sometimes it's like in between weather where it's just like today where it was like freezing in the wind. It was probably a little too cold for a vest, but if you go up, if it's 40s and the wind is knocking it down into the 30s, that's perfect for a vest for me.
Yeah, I will say I never wore a vest until maybe you turned me on to it. I think last year.
I love a vest.
And then once I started, Asics has a good like lighter one. It's not too insulated.
It's got the insulation over the chest, and the rest of it is light.
Yeah, and that one.
That's basically the same idea behind that.
Yeah, pretty much. And I will say that changed. Like, it's so nice because you never really overheat. It's good for that, like you said, colder but not cold. It's just all in on the vest life.
I love it.
Yeah.
Megan likes the vest. You have that yellow one that you were just wearing.
Yeah, I also, because sometimes jackets feel like more restricting with your arms and stuff, and a vest is not.
I agree. Hey, did we do a Lagoon ad yet?
No.
We probably need to, right?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie.
Okay, for real, you want to stick around though. Don't be tuning out.
Yeah, because we're
we have
going to
the
get into
Fast-R
the Fast-R.
Yeah, Lagoon Pillows. If you don't know, they are our sponsor. They have a different pillows suited to your specific sleep style. So, whether you are a side sleeper.
We got a bonus
stomach
for you this
sleeper.
week.
What's up?
If you buy a Lagoon pillow and let us know, Robbie will record a 40-minute bedtime story for you.
40 minutes.
Yeah,
Dude.
and
Dude, no one needs a bedtime
it'll
story
be
that long.
it'll be personalized. So you give him a little bit of details, and he will talk you to sleep.
All right. Yeah.
Give him your voice for talking to people to sleep.
I think it's just my podcast voice.
No, do like the one you do for the kids. Like if you're reading a story. Goodnight Moon.
All right. I can't do it.
All right. So
I'll come up with another.
buy the
I
pillow
can't come up
first.
with a
And
story.
how can people buy a Lagoon pillow and take the test?
Oh yeah.
If you go to lagoonsleep.com/believe, you'll see there's a button on there to take the quiz. It'll take you like 2 minutes. You answer all the questions of, do you sleep on your side? Do you sleep on your stomach? Are you a hot sleeper, a cold sleeper? Which, if you're a cold sleeper, what is happening?
Wait, I do like cold.
No, but I mean, like, you run hot.
Right.
Yeah, I do run hot.
Yeah. Anyway, so go take the quiz. It'll give you the custom pillow that's right for you, and you can use the code BELIEVE for 15% off your first purchase.
You can also get gift certificate for the people you love.
Oh my gosh.
Whoa. Dude. Okay. Was that like the Micro Machines guy at the end? Okay. That was cool.
Something.
Yeah. But I think Goodnight Moon, now that you brought it up, is one of those overrated kids books.
Why would you say it? Because I'll tell you why it's not.
Oh.
I don't know. I guess it's okay. I think my big thing is with there's a lot of knockoffs of it. And I hate when people just take the premise of a classic book. And there's a one that's called Goodnight iPad, and I hate it because
Goodnight iPad.
I just hate the whole idea of their whole family on
So
devices.
you don't
trash.
hate the.
And someone bought that for me for Rye for when he was born. I'm like, I'm never.
They did buy it for
I'm
him?
never reading this to you. It was my sister-in-law.
Suck it, sister-in-law.
She's an Apple stan. Anyways,
see. Here's why I think it's good. Sometimes when it's time to put the kids to sleep, you're tired. You've had a long day. You don't want to think too much. You don't want complex sentences or having to pronounce weird names.
yeah,
You just want a book that you can be like, I read you a book, go to bed. It's time
feel
for
ya.
sleep. And Goodnight Moon is a really good book for that. You can get through it quickly. It says all the stuff kids need to hear. Settle down,
yeah.
get into bed, good night. And that's why I think it was a good book at the time. Now, I didn't read a lot of the knockoffs. But,
Yeah.
But if there's a couple, I also liked 5-minute Star Wars stories.
That sounds like fun.
They are. The best part was when Meg would read the boys a Goodnight story, listening to her pronounce Star Wars names.
Dude, I can't. I don't know what any of those are.
Yeah.
Chewbacca.
I knew that one.
Luke K. Skywap.
Ski Whacker.
Okay, no, I know the main ones.
Oh,
it was the crazy names.
Yeah.
I wish you could bring in that book
They're
right
on
now.
planet Tatooine.
I get it. Yeah, there's some stuff. There's some hard words, death and star in there.
Yeah.
Hermione. That actually is a hard one. Yeah, no, we like to read Piggy and Gerald books. Have you ever? That might be like.
I don't recall them, but that
Okay.
doesn't mean that I didn't read them because there was a lot of books that we just.
Yeah, no, that's a great kids. They're like short. They're nice. They're good plot lines. My kids like to act them out. It's all good.
So at this point, the boys can read themselves. Obviously, they're reading Dog Man. They're reading. Do you let them do Diaper Boy or whatever his name
Yeah,
is?
Captain Underpants. And then Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, and all that stuff. Do you still read a Goodnight Story? to
Yeah,
them?
I still do, but mostly sometimes Ryan, my 7-year-old, will just read his own stuff, and then Jonas, who can read now, but I'll still read to him. Yeah. Anyways,
Should we talk about this shoe?
Yeah. Do you know what? I almost feel like we should grab the other one, but I don't feel like getting up again.
So we are holding the Puma Fast-R 2.
yep. Fast-R Nitro Elite too.
Sorry.
You gotta remember those words for some
Yeah.
reason.
What's the defining characteristic of this shoe?
The plates coming out of the front.
That's part of it. I would also say the decoupled heel.
Well, that's how it's been though in the previous version too.
Yeah, but I think that's this shoe. I think when you look at it,
What's the boots that the witch in Wizard of Oz wears? Is that a certain style, or is that just like a kind of? Is that? The
are you
boot?
saying the ruby slippers?
No, like the actual like a witch's
The
boot
witch.
with the toe that curls
the-
up.
Oh,
Maybe like an elf shoe even, but I
Yeah.
feel like witches wear those too.
I don't
Do
know.
witches wear shoes?
witches definitely wear shoes.
Like but more boots, right?
yeah.
Like half boots or
I
full?
seen the boots, the full lace ups.
Yeah.
Like comfort is not key with witches. I don't
Where are you
think.
going?
Well,
with
they're
that?
flying half
That
the time,
This is
so.
a witch's running shoe.
Yeah. I mean, the toe reminds me of a witch,
Okay.
of a witch's, like a witch's boot.
I mean, honestly, if a witch was wearing these, I'd be like,
Makes
running
sense.
around, that's
Yeah.
that
checks
actually is a
out.
pretty witchy color.
Yeah.
It is. This is the Grinch color. That's why I thought it'd be good to talk about it for
Okay.
Christmas here. What do you think of the design and look of the shoe, Meg?
How honest do you want me to be right now?
100%.
It's all right. It's probably not
I-
even going to be for sale.
It's it's
That's,
not
that's like read
it's
this.
not-
I just pulled it from the
it's
shoe.
not
yeah.
it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite look.
Are you saying it's ugly?
That's kind of what I'm saying.
All right. I would tend to agree with you, but I don't know. Is it the shoe or this colorway?
It's all of it.
Okay.
It's that there's this thing sticking out at the front. This color is something. The back is the pointy heel here. I mean, honestly, this is the witch's running shoe. I think you nailed it.
So
It
is
really
it, do you feel, so, we review a lot of shoes and a lot of shoes start looking the same. And we start to see like trends in the design of the shoe. Do you feel like Puma's intentionally trying to be so not what other people are doing that it becomes?
I don't know that it's that. I mean, we talked to those guys there, and they're doing a bunch of testing and research, and they're trying to create a performance shoe. So I think maybe performance is first and looks are second here. I don't know.
Well, okay, so if that's the case, do you think consumers are not as concerned with the performance and are just looking at it aesthetically?
You mean the opposite?
No, because we're not seeing it on a ton of people's feet.
Oh.
And if it was like, I'll say this, the first Alpha Fly, I don't think is the prettiest of shoes, but because of the way that it felt when you ran in it, and even the Hoka Clifton, when the first time I saw the Hoka Clifton, I was like, this is an ugly shoe. And then I ran in it and I was like, oh, it's actually kind of good looking. And then the more it started looking normal, and now it almost looks like a low stack shoe. But at the time, it was bizarre looking.
That's kind of how I feel about the Alpha Fly 3. Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, that's weird. And now I'm like, that's kind of, I like it.
Yeah. So
I haven't worn this one yet, so maybe maybe it will change.
Yeah, we need to provide an update at some point because we actually just got the shoe in, so we haven't even had the chance to run in it. Now the heel in this one is the foam in this is called an aliphatic TPU. So they say Puma says it has a 93% rebound, which maybe with a bouncier and snappier heel. 93% is a lot.
That is quite high.
I mean, I don't know how that's measured. Or
one time Mizuno was saying that their foam, remember that, the red thick foam?
Yeah.
They were like, that had a like super
energy.
high energy.
Which was energy, right?
Yeah. They're like, that has a super high energy return. I think it's different. Like you can drop a steel ball on something and it'll bounce up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just energy return from a straight up and down force meeting something and bouncing back. And it reacts differently on foot strike than it does maybe with a ball bearing.
Yeah. So the first version of this shoe used EVA in the heel section, but they used that TPU foam in there, which is good because that last heel was pretty firm.
So the heel's not Nitro Elite foam?
No, it's like it's a new foam for them.
Okay.
According to them.
And the plate looks different.
It's thicker and wider.
And it also has a cutout where I don't know that it had a cutout before. That's what she said. Who was telling you that, Robbie? Here's my question too. See how this pokes out in the front?
Yeah.
Couldn't you just make the toe come out?
I think then you would be moving more in the shoe though.
No, because I mean, look at the shape of the toe. Like if you just put material up here.
Yeah. I just imagine if you were in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and you ended up living on that ledge there. Yeah. While taking a ride.
I hate that you bring up that movie so often.
You know how some people think of the Roman Empire?
I was just going to say, it's the Roman Empire, but for my mind, it's Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Every freaking day.
Yeah.
He's like, what if that grass was as tall as a redwood tree?
I mean, you look at the world a whole all
different
differently.
perspective,
Yeah,
you say?
when after you watch Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, because you think of everything as could be just another obstacle on my way to get back to my family.
Okay, what do you think is happening with these two cats on the inside?
It's like one maybe died and the spirit is going up.
I was thinking something else was going on.
It doesn't look like they're doing it.
Is that what you thought I was thinking?
Yeah. Was that not what you were thinking?
What you were alluding to.
Is that what I no, I was thinking the bigger cat's chasing the smaller pink cat.
Okay.
I mean, I guess if you use your imagination, it could be in
like there's going to be some wrestling.
It could be like 1 second away from it. Yeah.
Yeah. Fast-R.
All
right. But
I did want to say about this shoe that never mind. I thought I had a release date and price on it, but I think that might be in the video.
You know, it was hard
in the video.
It was hard to get a hold of some of the Puma shoes in the past, but I believe a lot of them are going to be available at Running Warehouse now. I think they picked them up. So if you're looking to try this shoe,
dude, their supply chains were like during the pandemic.
Yeah,
it was. I don't think anyone did it worse. Sorry, Puma.
They
know.
Though, I will tell you this: there are women in Chicago who are wearing this shoe.
Yeah,
did really well.
Yeah, and like the first version of this shoe, I took the track a few times, and I felt like when you're moving fast, like it's a good shoe.
I actually really loved the first. I feel like I'm the only person who loved the first version of this shoe.
No, I liked it.
I liked it.
Maybe not for a marathon.
It wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't be my pick for the marathon, but I liked the first version.
Yeah.
This one,
we don't know yet.
Yeah, we got to get it out there. I do love the shark fin on the back.
You do?
I do.
I don't.
Why? If you're riding horses and you want the horse to keep going fast, you just
kick it.
Yeah.
Oh, little spur action.
Yeah, you get them right there.
Wait, Meg, it's a shark fin. You're a shark fan.
I know.
Seems like a match made in heaven.
It just, I don't, maybe I just don't need them on my shoes.
Okay. I don't know if you know what you need.
I don't know. Solid.
Yeah. Maybe you need this one and not the Alpha Fly 3.
I do think it's interesting when we talk to Puma. There are different athletes tried different. They did the Nitro Elite, the Deviate Nitro Elite, and they did this one. And they tested them both on the treadmills to see which shoe worked better for which athletes. And there was a difference between the athletes on which one was a better shoe for them.
I think it was like of 9, 6 performed better in the Nitro Elite and 3 performed better in the...
Oh, that was it?
Don't quote me on that, but it was somewhere along those lines.
Was that in your...
Allegedly.
Was that in your...
Todd and I go over.
Yeah, is it in that video?
Yeah, we can't publish it yet, but it'll come out at some
Why
point.
can't we publish
We're not allowed to do anything around the nitro.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Deviate.
It's not off embargo yet.
Which is weird. It's
Strange,
coming
yeah.
at... It's probably going to come at trials, right?
Everything's coming at trials.
Yeah, guys, if you want speed shoes, January, February
1
is going to be insane. Like everybody's dropping. But yeah, there's some fun stuff coming out. And I will say that's the greatest thing about what's going on right now is it used to be there was one brand that kind of cornered the market on race day. There's something for everybody now. So if your foot doesn't work with one of the other brands, you should really try out some of these other shoes. And I'm excited to get some miles in this. I might throw this on for my mile repeats this week.
All right. Report back.
See how it goes.
All right. I like that.
I feel bad for speed shoes because if you have a bad day, it's like, that shoe's not good.
That's why you have to wear it more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think you can have a bad day, but also
No, they still feel
I was going to say, look at
shoe,
CIM and the Alpha Fly 3. I still love that shoe.
That
was
true.
a terrible day.
Yeah. I mean, there's something like when I ran Tokyo in the Asics Meta Speed Edge Plus, I don't think that shoe was why I had a bad last 6 miles or whatever, but that shoe, like, I love that shoe. Like, it's probably one of my favorite feeling shoes that I've ever worn as far as going fast. But for a marathon, it really, if you're not in real good, strong shape, it's going to wreck your legs, which is what it did to me.
That is strange to me because that probably of the super shoes, that's one of the tougher ones for me.
Yeah, I just like that just aggressive feel of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
I'm excited to see their shoe come out this year. Are they waiting till later? I think they're waiting till the second half.
I don't think anything's coming out anytime soon.
Yeah.
Cool.
Final check-in. You probably don't need as much motivation if you're participating in grit because you're racking up those miles and you have a community. And if you use that community, you can get that extra bit of motivation. So make sure that if you're doing grit this year, that you are checking in on the Facebook group, post your stuff. That's where it's there for. Tag us in your stories. We'll try to keep you motivated, try to keep you going through the month of January and feeling good about getting your miles. And remember, spring races, if you have those base miles down, are going to feel a lot easier and you're going to be like, dang, proud of myself. So get out there, get those runs in. Come see us if you need some motivation.
Is there anything else we need to talk about today? I would just say...
What about the Christmas?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas to y'all.
Yeah.
I wish I could spend Christmas with everyone who listens to this podcast.
That's a complete lie.
Everyone? Yeah, maybe not everyone.
What about if we had a Christmas...
I met some of you in real life before.
What if we had a Christmas shakeout run? That would be fun.
I'm gonna run on Christmas Day because we'll be here.
Oh, you'll be here?
Yeah.
We'll be here.
All right. We can do a Christmas.
Anybody want to run?
We've done that a couple.
I was gonna say we did that a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We took a photo by those giant balls in Harbor East.
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So other news, Robbie, I do want to cover real quick, and I wish I'd thought of this earlier in the show, but our winter grit party is going to be on the 27th, which is
Of
a Saturday.
January.
Yeah. It's going to be at noon, and it's going to be at Ministry Brewing is where we're going to kick things off from and come back to, which is the Ministry of Brewing. The space is insane. It's a giant church that's been converted into a brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be throwing down, having a party, and it's going to be good times.
Yeah, that's always winter grit party. Winter grit party's always rad. Although we haven't done it in a couple of years because we did the trail run that last year, I guess.
Yeah, the trail, which was good, but it got kind of crazy.
And it limits kind of who can come in a way.
Yeah, this one, downtown Baltimore.
Yeah.
Ministry of Brewing. I know we're going to have some special guests, and it's going to be cool. And do a little run, be inside the brewery, drink a little bit, share cheer. I think it's a great time of year, too, because kind of things are over.
Yeah.
Christmas is over.
You can end your sober January right there.
Yeah.
4 days early.
No, dude, we have 2 birthdays in January. Like that never happens. It's always a thought, and then I'm like, oh nope.
No, we did one time. We did the whole cleanse or whatever.
We did February.
Yeah, which was good because it's only 28 days.
I like it.
No, but this party's going to be great. One of the things though, it will be towards the end of grit. So get as many miles as you want. We'll probably do like a little 3 mile, like shakeout run plan from there. And yeah, it's going to be a good time.
All right. Sounds good.
Space is the place.
It is the place.
All right. And also, man, exciting. Like, I don't know. We'll get one more podcast out before grit starts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's talk.
29th.
Wow.
Before we go, let's just say sponsors for grit, Asics. We've got Junk.
Headbands.
Who else, Meg?
Or they're doing ear warmers this time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, ear warmers this year. And
then
then
Featherston Nutrition.
Running Warehouse will be providing gift cards for our winners.
And this is sold out, by the way, in case you're listening and wondering. But and I will say,
I mean, the free version is still there.
For people who are wondering when the swag gets there, like this might be your first time doing it. It goes out in the middle of the month.
Yeah.
So just so you know.
I mean, basically, we know what the numbers are, but we have to get the merchandise. We get it screen printed, which is happening right now. Junk headbands are coming in, which altogether, then we actually pack them all up. And believe it or not, when you pack up 2,000, 2,500 bags, it takes a little time. Mm-hmm. It takes a couple car trips too. It's like, I think we do like 4 or 5. Like I have like a SUV style car and we fill it to the brim.
Yeah. And the post office workers
USPS,
love you for it.
They've always loved us.
I'm sorry. Sorry we have to send things through your service.
You would think that they would be.
You're keeping us afloat.
They're not. The government
hate us. Anyway.
So we're real excited about it. Megan's going to be off the chain this grit because she doesn't have anything that you really are focused on.
Let's do it.
Robbie, what about you?
I don't know. I was just thinking about when you're talking about the male stuff, I was thinking about Newman from Seinfeld.
Newman.
And then I was just watching an episode the other day where I forget what the reference was to chocolate mint, but it was pretty good. And there's a part where Kramer is just trying to carry a ton of change like down the street, and then it like his pockets break and it goes everywhere. It's like,
so you basically it's
like living my life,
art imitating life. Yeah.
Life
imitating art.
And then of course they drive to Michigan and try to take all the bottles and cans,
I remember
which
that.
is definitely something
you would do.
One time we were in tour in Michigan for we had 5 dates in Michigan for some reason. And so I was like, I'll just collect all the bottles and cans that I can do during the week and see how much money we have at the end. Cause we drank a lot, or if we were at a party, I just grab all the cans and put them in a in a bin in our trailer that we had. Well, the one time we were at this bar, we played like a show, and after the show, by the way, this is how broke we were. Like, this wasn't just for fun. And I cleared like all the tables off of all the cans. I was like, dude, that's like $2 worth of cans. And after I cleared it off and put it in like our one merch bin, the bartender was like, yeah, I'm going to need all those bottles back, because they cash them in. Like
wow.
The bars, you know, they cash in all the bottles. And I was like,
that's nuts.
Damn it. Like, I just did all your work for you.
Oh, they probably let you do it. Like, yeah, he's going to clear them all up.
Oh, yeah. They saw me doing it the whole time. And then, but.
You going to tell the kid? Nah.
I did make $8 back by the end of that week, though. So it was all good.
Big week.
Did you report that to the government?
Shh, quiet.
Yeah.
I don't understand why every state doesn't do that, though. It's just a win-win proposition.
The recycling and the money back?
You tax them 8 cents or 10 cents per bottle on top, because you pay it up front.
Yeah.
And then if they don't recycle it, cool. If they do recycle it, it means less trash for you and on the ground and everything else. It just seems like a win-win.
Yeah, I grew up in California where that was a thing.
That blew my mind when I was in San Diego, I was in the band, and we stayed with someone.
I believe it's pronounced San Diego.
San Diego. And we had a bunch of empty cans.
Literally a whale's vagina.
Yeah. We had a bunch of empty cans, and we were like partying at their house. We were like, where's the recycling bin? And they said, just throw them in the yard. They'll be gone in like a half an hour. And that's exactly what it did. Just took all the cans, just threw them. And the homeless people came by within 20 minutes and cleared it. Isn't that wild?
That is wild, but it's also like that the guy who's like, I've got a magic thing. I just leave my dishes on this counter, and they just disappear.
Yeah.
And they're washed.
Oh, yeah.
If I leave my laundry over there, it gets done and folded.
Yeah. But I thought that was crazy because California's done that forever. I thought that was wild. Just like coming from the East Coast, just throw them out in the grass.
I feel like California peaked back when I was a kid. Like we seem to be the future.
When dreams are still alive.
We had we had good public transportation with BART and all that stuff. We had recycling down. We had a progressive way of looking at humans. And then all that just went in when I visit now, I look at it and I'm like, what happened? Like utopian society is people everywhere living in tents and stuff.
Yep.
Robbing Amazon trains.
Yeah. Oh, I do that.
Like the signs on the windows when we were in Oakland, that still blow me away. They're like, no cash because we get robbed.
Yeah, too many times. It's crazy. But there's trains.
Yet Baltimore still has this horrible
reputation. Come to
country.
Baltimore. Baltimore's the next city of your dreams.
It is.
There's benches that say
the tourism board is paying me.
I'll tell you, we need somebody like Joe Rogan. What he did for Austin.
Yeah,
to come do that for Baltimore.
We're that of the running community.
There we go.
We're bringing all the runners here. Are we doing that?
This is. I have to say, this is the best place to run. And people will say no. They'll be like, "Oh, Boulder, you get the altitude and all that." You guys are missing out on some stuff. Okay, in the winter we have hard enough winters that it really does harden you up as a runner. You toughen up.
Yeah, but not too hard.
But not snow on the ground, can't run.
Yeah.
That kind of hard.
Minnesota.
Like maybe a day or two.
Ben Johnson always on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah.
So the weather in the winter will toughen you up.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get 2 weeks or 3 weeks of really nice running weather. And then you get the hot, humid, which they call the poor man's altitude training.
Which I don't agree with, but okay.
I do. I feel like once fall hits after running all summer in the hot heat and humidity.
But why is it when I train all summer in the humidity, and then in August when I go to Colorado, I feel like hell even when I'm
because you're still going to altitude. That's like trade for trade.
You're saying it's training you to run well
in the fall, in the cool
at sea level in the cooler temperatures.
Like technically, like when it finally does break and the humidity breaks.
I mean that's true
and the
for
temps,
sure.
You know that day. There's days where you go out and you're like, oh my God, I feel amazing.
It's like 30 seconds faster.
Yeah. So I feel like you get that. Plus, I mean, we're right on the water.
Yeah.
It's every morning run it's pretty beautiful.
It's yeah, highly underrated if you've never ran here.
Yeah.
Run here.
So that's my pitch.
All right. Anyways, well, this has gone quite.
Yeah.
This is, I guess, a Christmas present to y'all.
Unwrapping the goodness.
Put a bow on that one.
Yeah.
All right. I should probably
Put
do
a natty bow
check-ins.
on it. All right. Sorry.
All right.
No, I like the natty bow. That was good.
Yeah. Put a natty bow on that.
Yeah. And again, don't forget, if you buy a Lagoon pillow and let Robbie know, he'll read you a 45-minute
45, man.
sleepy
getting
time.
weirder.
And
45 seems a little long.
he will give you 10% of all the money he finds in 2024.
That's just for buying a Lagoon pillow?
Yes.
I'm not the commission program.
Yeah. He will.
This isn't a personalized.
None of this is accurate.
Robbie will give you 10% of his running money finding
Okay.
for 2024.
By the way,
That'd be a good contest. Have people sign up for that.
Yeah, that would be. I'm looking through. I'm waiting for a package to come. The present I was talking about.
Yeah.
And it's moving through USPS. When do you think that's going to get here?
Never.
It was
Good
sent.
luck.
It was sent like a week ago.
Do you know what I'm upset
January
about?
3rd.
I'm upset that I'm supposed to be getting my this package that I got for Megan, and they say up until 9 p.m. Now this is a valuable package, and I'm like, I go to bed at 8.
Yeah.
Like, now I got to stay up tonight just in case. And they do. They just leave. They're supposed to get a signature.
Right.
They'll just put it on your front door and leave.
Looks like I'm going for a run at 8:55 p.m.
It'd be
tonight.
worth a lot more than your coins.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
All right. Are we done?
We're done.
Okay.
Yeah, that's way too much.
All right.
Thanks, people.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, don't you say something?
Hi,
else?
Ma.
There you go. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. Well, we'll talk to you before the New Year, but Merry Christmas.